Welcome, beautiful Paris Saint-Germain family. We've been, strictly uploading Paris Saint-Germain content since that Nico Williams video I made. And it's time to talk about the twin brother of FC Barcelona, Real Madrid. Usually when I make these kinds of videos, I make them, with the presentation and everything, with the lineup and everything. But it's a bit hard at the moment because, I'm here. I'm not at home. I'm not in the studio. But in today's video, I thought discussing how to fix Real Madrid. I mean, Real Madrid, this season, adding in the Club World Cup, could potentially be the worst season in Real Madrid history when you take in expectations into it. Madrid have obviously had many, many trophyless seasons in their history, as other clubs have had. But this season, it's about the expectations. Look at the players they had. I saw a short. It was like last time, like Barca went trophyless. I know they went trophyless last season, like the season before this one. But the other time, when they were really broke, they had a garbage team like Mingueza, Luke de Jong, Memphis Depay, Adama Traoré, like a bunch of mid players. But this Madrid team was called Galacticos 3.0 when this season started. They were comparing this Madrid team to other Madrid sides, saying they're going to win it all. Kylian Mbappé, Vinicius Jr., Rodrigo. Carvajal obviously got injured, but Carvajal was there from the get-go. Thibaut Courtois, Rudiger, Asencio coming through the ranks. Valverde, Federico Valverde, Aurelien Tchouameni, Camavinga, and Jude Bellingham. So this is a talented team. This is not a team that should be spanked like this. And I saw something from Transfermarkt. Madrid's 10 biggest defeats in their history, 4 of them came this season. Obviously, the 4-0 to Paris Saint-Germain. Potentially the 3-0 to Arsenal away. I don't think so. It's one of their biggest in the UCL, for sure. But Barca, 5-1. Barca, 4-0. Am I missing one? Maybe it's the Arsenal one. But anyways, let's fix Real Madrid after their worst season ever. First and biggest thing to discuss is obviously the Kylian Mbappé Vinicius thing. Look, when Mbappé signed for Real Madrid, people think I said this is not going to work out and this is going to flop because I hate Mbappé. So it wasn't anything about hate. It was just complete honesty. Even when I hate someone, I'm still going to be honest. If I thought Mbappé was going to cook, I would still have said, fuck, Mbappe's going to cook, despite me hating him. But I was always honest. Like, when we discussed on the podcast, Mbappé and Vini on the same team, it never made any sense to anybody. It didn't make any sense. And it's not that they can't have a good game together. It's just you're not going to get the best out of them both together. I felt the same with Messi and Neymar. And Messi and Neymar, they are teammates. They are playmakers and probably best friends in real life as well. The issue is, at PSG, this doesn't happen at Barca because one was right wing, one was left wing. But at Paris Saint-Germain, both had become more of number 10s. Less pace, less athleticism. They got to be in the central areas. And I felt we didn't get the best out of Neymar and Messi at the same time. It was impossible to have a 10 out of 10 Messi and 10 out of 10 Neymar in the same game. We could have had a 10 out of 10 Messi and a 7 out of 10 Neymar, or maybe 8 out of 10 Neymar, and a 10 out of 10 Neymar, and you get the point, you get the drill. And these are two playmakers. These are two 10s. These are two players that can actually play together. Now we look at Mbappe and Vinicius. Both of these players love to be in similar areas. I would say the main difference between them is Vinicius is more of a left winger, holding the touchline preliminary with someone in the central area. Kylian Mbappe, I mean, it's a bigger problem because Mbappe is positionless. It's extremely weird to describe to people what Kylian Mbappe's position is, because he's basically between the striker and the left wing. Is Mbappe a left winger? No. He's not going to hug the touchline. He's not going to make the defensive runs. He's not going to make the attacking runs. Is Mbappe a striker? No. He's not going to hold the ball up. He's not going to press forward, and he's not going to be making striker moves into the box. He always waits and camps outside of the box. What is Mbappe's favorite position? Left forward. If you remember Kylian Mbappe's best season at Paris Saint-Germain, it was under Mauricio Pochettino. The central midfielder was behind him and he had someone in the central areas. So Mbappe loves to have a free roaming role on that left side. You can potentially compare it a bit to Lionel Messi. maybe 2015, maybe when he got a bit older and played on the wing. Messi was not going to hold the touchline the entire game. No, Dani Alves had to push up that side. And Messi was not going to play striker. That was due to Luis Suarez. But Luis Suarez was very movable and switching with positions with Messi all the time. That's the best description, in my opinion, for Kylian Mbappe. And, I mean, by this description, you're never going to get the best out of Vinicius Jr. and Kylian Mbappe at the same time. It just doesn't make any sense. You're never going to do it. Then people say, well, you can play maybe Vinicius Jr. on the right or Mbappe on the right. What is that? Mbappe hasn't been a right winger ever since he was 18, 19 years of age. And I don't think Vinicius Jr. has ever been a right winger in his career. Maybe in the beginning when he was struggling at Madrid, he played as a right winger. But that doesn't make any sense. We're talking about Vinicius Jr. in 2025 and Kylian Mbappe in 2025. I just don't see Madrid getting the best out of them. That's why I was pushing / logically thinking that Vinicius Jr. was going to get sold this summer. For me, that was the most logical point. Madrid have been chasing after Kylian Mbappe for 5 years, so they're not going to lose Mbappe. And I think on their day, Mbappe is superior to Vinicius Jr., like one level, potentially even two. The issue with Mbappe, we haven't seen Mbappe on his level ever since 2022, whilst we saw Vinny last season on insane level when he obviously should have won the Ballon d'Or and so on. So if I'm going to be fully honest, I don't think they will get the best out of them. Yes, they want a running back, Mbappe, Vinny 2.0 and everything. But I think at the end of next season, we'll sit at the same spot saying that you cannot get the best out of both of them and Vinny got to be sold. I understand a lot of Madrid fans that, Vinicius is already a legend. He hasn't been an enormous time at Madrid, but winning Champions League Player of the Year, Champions League Young Player of the Year, scoring so many important and crucial goals in the knockout stages. He was extremely crucial for both of the Champions League titles and scored in both finals as well. But because they have brought Mbappe, and when Mbappe was brought in, every Madrid fan knew this was a luxury signing because it didn't make any sense. They were not looking for an Mbappe profile. But fortunately, now that Mbappe is here, now that he's got the power, now that he will get the number 10 shirt, Vinny has to go. And you have to start building the team around Kylian Mbappe. I mean, he's individually the best player to Real Madrid when he hits his peak. So I think that's the best answer to the Vinny Mbappe situation. You may not like it. You may like it. This is the honest truth. This has nothing to do with me hating Mbappe, hating Vinny or anything. I'm just completely honest. I don't think Real Madrid will get the best out of both. And there's absolutely no point in having both of them that would create extra drama, extra ego, and all of that. Second of all is Rodrigo. He's another player that, could potentially leave. He wants to stay. Madrid are asking for crazy numbers. I saw reports Madrid won 100 million for Rodrigo. 100 million for Rodrigo. Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? Everyone knows Rodrigo's situation in the world. Nobody's going to pay that money. What's eventually going to happen, Rodrigo is going to stay probably at Madrid and rot on the bench or something, or potentially go to Al Hilal. That's a cheeky move we haven't seen. We have seen him linked to Arsenal, Chelsea, PSG, United, City, everything. I think maybe it's Rodrigo that goes to Al Hilal instead. But now that we've answered that question, we'll come back to the attack. For the goalkeeping position, I've said, ever since Cortos came back from his recent ACL, he's still a top keeper. He can still save Madrid in many games. But similarly to Neuer, both of these players turn off for big games. But I think in a 60-game season, 70-game season, Madrid need to find someone. The thing is, Madrid don't even need to find someone. They have someone. We saw Andre Lunin when Real Madrid reached that Champions League final. He was absolutely insane. I've seen something like top 10 SofaScore ratings. It was either goalkeeping performances or overall over the past 3-4 seasons. And 2 Lunin performances was there. The City performance and potentially the Bayern or RB Leipzig performance. He was absolutely huge in big moments. That penalty shootout versus City as well. So Madrid have Andre Lunin. So I would say keep Courtois, but give Andre Lunin more playing time. I know it's going to be hard for Courtois to accept that, but Madrid have to start looking into the future because that's the issue with this Madrid squad. It's so old, it has so high wages, and Perez and these disgusting Zionists running Real Madrid at the moment, they're just, they're trying to squeeze out the maximum out of the squad instead of improving it, which doesn't make any sense. We can also say Madrid are broke. Madrid did take out a 1.5 billion loan due to the new Santiago Bernabeu 2.0 renovation. So this is a club that obviously has issues when it comes to economics, but they still need to fix the issues because that's the most important thing. Looking at you, Perez. Looking for the right back spot. Real Madrid obviously got Trent Alexander-Arnold. And let's go with the 5 at the back because that seems to be what Xabi Alonso wants to play at Real Madrid. Centre-back wise, I'm saying at least 2 centre-backs have to be signed. This is a a consensus opinion inside of the Real Madrid fan base, especially after those disgusting mistakes from Rodrigo and Asencio in that game. Rodrigo, you can feel sorry for him. He was not supposed to play that much last season. He was barely not supposed to play because he was playing like 70% fit the entire season because Madrid were postponing his surgery. Like, what is Madrid doing? It's like they want to lose on purpose. Asencio, it's clear he's not good enough on that level yet. He should be like, if you have 3 centre-backs for the 3 at the back, he should be the 4th choice. So you have Dean Huijsen. So Asencio should be the 4th centre-back in my opinion. You have... Do you want to say Rodrigo? I still think Rodrigo will look good in the 3 at the back. The thing is, he's getting older, and when you watch him, he is Saudi bound. You also remove a lot of high wages. I know he probably has a high wage because he came for free from Chelsea. So I think you should honestly remove Rodrigo and get at least 2 new centre-backs. Dean Huijsen already looks superb for Real Madrid. Futuristic player as well. And Asencio will get better with time. He's having a very tough end to the season. But I don't think he should be one of the 3 starting centre-backs. You get Dean Huijsen. The other 2 centre-backs, one of them, it's a tap-in for Real Madrid. It's Konate. 1 year left on his contract, and from the Spanish media, he's absolutely wanting to go to Real Madrid, which makes sense. Come on. So, I think Madrid need to make the bid. I saw a report Liverpool ready to accept around 50 million with him having only 1 year left on his contract. They saw what happened to Trent. They don't want that to happen again. So, I think... they should absolutely sign Konate. And then for the other one, I've seen them before linked to Lukeba, but he's like a 70. I think Leipzig are asking some crazy money, so they should probably go for someone else. I would maybe go for Hinsapi. I think he's left-footed, played in the Xabi Alonso system. Xabi Alonso knows him well, and Bayer Leverkusen wouldn't sell him for that much. Or one of the other Bayer Leverkusen players. But I would do like a Hinsapi, Dean Huijsen, Konate. 3 centre-backs. I think that would work really well. And instead of playing Chouameni in the centre-back DM role, play Dean Huijsen. That makes so much more sense. Dean Huijsen also better. He's not the best at defending in space. Better defending in the central area. And then you have Hinsape and Konate, 2 athletic centre-backs. One centre-back that I also want really much is Dayot Upamecano at Paris Saint-Germain. I don't know why nobody else is going for him. His contract talks is also not ongoing good at Bayern München. He's asking for a lot of money because Bayern extended for their players for a lot of money. So Upamecano or Konate and then Hinsape. I think, so you're looking at Lunin as the keeper. I think he should be the first choice. Like, move on. This is one of the best things Madrid used to be good at. Casemiro moved on from him. Varane moved on from him. Cristiano moved on from him. Sergio Ramos moved on from him. And these are much greater players that have a much higher legacy than these bums there. All right, Courtois has a really high legacy at Madrid. Maybe only behind Casillas. Maybe ahead of Casillas as well. But you gotta move on. That's what Madrid used to be so good at. And that's why they were so dominant in the UCL year after year. Because they knew the perfect time to move on. They need to. So I'm thinking Lunin as the keeper. Trent as the right wing back. They've already signed Carreras for 50 million. Cheeky. Carreras left wing backs with the 3 centre-backs being Dean Huijsen, Hinsape, Konate. And then as the backups, you have Asencio, you have Fran Garcia, you have Carvajal that could play right wing-back and potentially as a right centre-back in that 3 at the back. We've seen, like Azpilicueta, we've seen those kinds of right backs go into that position. He's obviously a bit old, got an injury, old age. They don't come back that well, but I think that would work. And then you have Vasquez as well. Moving into the midfield, Xabi Alonso obviously wants to play a diamond 3. Like a 2-1. Simple. He does not want to play a 5-2-3. Doesn't want to play 3 attackers because he doesn't play with any wingers. That's the point of the full backs. So now we're going to the 3 midfielders. Valverde, box to box, absolutely perfect. Can also drift into that right side. So he's a perfect centerpiece. I've seen that tweet from one of those Twitter guys. I don't remember his name because he blocked me without me interacting to him. His name is like Zipu something. And he had one of the worst tweets I've seen. His takes are so garbage, man. But he said something like, Valverde is like a, dinosaur footballer and doesn't suit the Xabi Alonso system. Man, people really don't understand football, man. It's absolutely disgusting. But next to Valverde, what you need to have is a ball-playing midfielder. Look at Chelsea's midfield. Enzo Fernandez, Caicedo. One profile, great at the ball. One profile, great off the ball. Same with Paris Saint-Germain. Despite Neves being absolutely elite with the ball as well. But you see, Vitinha, he's the ball dominant player. João Neves, he's the off the ball dominant player. That's where you're looking for a double pivot. That's something also didn't work for Barca when they constantly played Pedri and De Jong. Pedri is the ball dominant player. You need to have an off ball dominant player like a Gavi or a Casado that worked so well in the beginning of the season. I don't know why Flick moved away from that. De Jong is a bum. And if you want to play De Jong, you gotta play an actual box to box next to him. It never made sense to me. Logically, again, it's like these managers. The thing is, a lot of these managers play players based on their leadership, their profile in the squad, rather than what's actually best for the team. It's quite confusing sometimes for me. But yeah, Valverde, the central midfielder, I think that's been clear. Madrid are looking to sign. There's obviously been reports about Angelo Stiller. But I think the perfect one, I've already mentioned him, that's Enzo Fernandez. And as you can see already, Madrid need to spend money. Konate, Hinsapi together, that's like a 70-80 combined. And then you get Enzo Fernandez, we're looking 80-90. We're looking already at a lot of money, between 160 to 180 million. But this is to fix Madrid. Madrid needs to be fixed. If you can sell Rodrigo for 100 million, if you can sell some other players, maybe Rudiger to Saudi, you will get this money. So money is not a problem. The problem is the standard at Madrid is dropping. Yes, I'm now talking from a Real Madrid perspective because I'm seeing the standard dropping. If you're a big club and you have a humiliation season like this, you are supposed to make big decisions. You're not supposed to do 2.0 of this season. You really want a 2.0 of this season? Reports saying Madrid are not going to sign anyone if they don't sell anyone. I mean, that means they're broke. It doesn't mean they don't care. It means they're broke. But they need to sell players. Valverde, Enzo Fernandez, perfect double pivots. They want to do this Jude Bellingham number 10. They can do that. Let's put Jude Bellingham as the number 10. You got Arda Güler who can play there. You got Brahim Diaz who can play there. You got Tchouaméni, Camavinga. I'm expecting a big season from Camavinga. Back up to Valverde in the double pivot role. Güler can drop, play as the 10 as well. And up top, I mean, it's really simple. I've already talked about the attacker situation. It's going to be Kylian Mbappe, Gonzalo Garcia, Endrick. That's what I'm thinking. Profile-wise, is Vini a better player than Endrick? Yes. Profile-wise, does he suit that better? No. Because you want to give Mbappe that left side, and then you're looking for someone there. Valverde can push to the right. Trent can push to the right. So you're looking more for a central player with Mbappe going to the left. Carrera's not the best offensively, good defensively. Mbappe will dominate that left side and get help from the midfielders, obviously. So we're looking for someone that is more central. I don't know. I don't have any name at the top of my head at the moment. We've seen reports before they were looking for a Joselu type striker, but that's obviously more as a backup. So I would legit run into the season with Gonzalo Garcia and Endrick are great backups. You also have Franco Mastantuono. It's going to be still a bit weird where he's going to fit in because Xabi Alonso doesn't play with wingers in his system. So, striker. Hey, is there a good striker? Konate was a good name. He went to Saudi. I don't know. You know what? You guys leave me that in the comments down below. What striker should Madrid get? And that completes it for how Madrid shall be fixed. Sell Vini. Potentially sell Vini. Sell Rodrigo. Sell Rudiger. Yeah, those are the ones you need to sell immediately. And then buy Konate, Hinsape, Enzo Fernandez. Striker, man. Come on, there has to be a striker they can sign. Alvarez would be perfect. You know what? Yeah, take him from your rivals. Julian Alvarez to Real Madrid. Here we go. And that finishes off the video for me. And hopefully Real Madrid fans that have been watching this video, especially you guys, all the neutrals and PSG fans can comment. But I want Real Madrid fans, honestly, let me know in the comments down below. How well did I do? And do you guys agree with my opinion? That's been it from boy PSG. Hopefully you guys have enjoyed this video. And as usual, allez Paris!